I wanted to make a video to show you some math that we're working on in the classroom. Students are having a difficult time creating a picture for a word problem. Now, I have not given you the word problem. I've just given you the information from the word problem. But I wanted to show you how we're making 10 either out of 3 digits that they give us, which we call it 3 add-ins in class, or the 2 digit. So I'm just going to give you the 2 digits and then show you how we're making 10. Now, the most important part, the students should know that if the number 9 is given to you, that's the number you want to keep because it's closest to 10 already. The 6, which is the furthest away from 10, is the number that you want to break down in order to use other numbers to add to the 9 to make 10. So the students already know whenever you have 9 and 6 in a situation like this, basically you can recreate the addition sentence, or you can break it down from here. But basically breaking it down means I'm going to break down the 6. Again, I'm going to keep the 9 because it's already closest to 10. And because 9 is only 1 away from 10, I'm going to go ahead and pull or take away 1 from the 6 and write that 1 there. Some students may write them in bubbles. That's completely fine if they want to do that. If they just want to write the digit, that's okay. But once I pull 1 away or take 1 away from 6, I have to know what's remaining. So I tell students you can put up 6 fingers and take 1 away to see how many you have left. Or you can ask yourself what plus this 1 will give you this 6. And by this time, students should know that that's 5. Once I've broken down the 6, I no longer can use it to add. So now I have through 3 digits. I have the 9, 1, and the 5. Well, here's my 10 that I just created. You always want to make 10. 10 is our friendly number. 10s, 20s, 30s, numbers with 0 in the ones place are always your easiest to work with. So since we just created 10, I'm going to come down here and rewrite it, but I'm going to write it as a 10. And again, that's that 9 plus the 1. So once I use or add 9 and 1 together, they also are no longer available to use because I have that 10. The number that is left over that I have not used or added to anything is the 5. So simply just bring it down with the plus sign. And then I now have my 2 add-ins. This is my friendly number 10 plus the 5 equals 15. So that's one way that we can add 9 plus 6 in case 9 plus 6 is a little bit too difficult for them to do. The reason, again, we create the friendly number 10 is because 10 is much easier to add to a number versus 9 and 6. If students had 3 digits, for example, if they had 9, 1, and 2, they can automatically look at the 3 numbers and determine which 2 numbers give them 10 and circle it. So they should be able to look at 9 plus 1, determine that gives them 10, 9, and 1 are no longer available. Go ahead and bring down what you didn't add, which is the 2, and 10 plus 2 equals 12. So basically that's what they're doing in class, but the difficult thing that they're having a difficult time with is actually creating a picture. So up here, I'm going to create a picture, and I'm going to use the 9 plus 6, which ended up being 10 plus 5. So what you want to do is you want to use a box or a circle, but our books use a box. And what the box represents is a group. So if I look at this first digit, which is 9, I can either do 9 circles or 9 bubbles. That's my 9 circles. And I want 10 to be in here. The magic number is always 10. You want 10 to be inside of your group. Well, since I only have 9 circles, I knew I took 1 away. So you could either start off with a picture or you can start off with the actual math, but they have to have a picture to correlate. And if they have their math, they can actually use the math to help them with the picture. Well, here are my 9 circles. In order to get a 10 total, I'm going to go ahead and do a bubble down here, so that makes the 10. So again, 9 circles, and that 1 bubble make the 10. But now I have to have a total of 6 bubbles. I already have 1, so if I add 5 more, and the reason I want to make my bubbles look different is I want to make sure that my picture matches my problem. So again, I have 9 circles, which matches this 9. I have my 6 bubbles over here, which matches this 6. And this picture is technically broken down because I have 9 circles inside plus the 1 bubble, which gives me a total of 10. Here's my new 10 down here. I have a total of 5 bubbles on the outside. That's my 5 right here. So this picture matches the 9 plus 6, but it also can match the 10 plus 5. So this is the main problem that students are having trouble with. They're having trouble with creating the picture to match their actual math problem. So I just wanted to show that to parents so they can see what the children are having difficulties with. This week we're actually going to be making 10, but it's going to be using 8 instead of 9. So for example, this week, students will be given problems such as 8 plus 3. So they're no longer going to use 9. So they have to be able to say, okay, the greatest number here is 8. It's the one that's closest to 10, so I'm going to keep this one instead of breaking that one down. The 3 is the number I want to break down. Well, I'm no longer just going to pull 1 because this is no longer a 9, so I'm going to need more to be pulled out or taken away. I know that 8 plus 2 equals 10, so I'm going to pull down 2. So I'm basically going to take 2 away from the 3. If I take 2 away from the 3, I have to know what's going to be left over. Again, you don't have to use bubbles. Some students do and some students don't. But it doesn't matter as long as they know what the other number is going to be, which is going to be 1. They should know that 2 plus 1 gives me this 3. Or if they know to pull out 2, they need to know that 3 minus 2 equals the 1. So they have to have that 1 sitting there. Once you've broken down the 3, 3 is no longer available. Then I'm going to look at my 3 add-ins, my 3 numbers, and figure out which 2 numbers can I add together to get 10, which is 8 plus 2. And once I get my 10, that's the friendly number that I'm looking for. I can come down here and write it. Just make sure that 8 and 2 are no longer available. Then I look to see that I still have that 1 that I need to use. Bring him down. 10 plus 1 equals 11. The same concept that I do for the picture with the 9, I'm going to also do with the 8. So this is just a matter of practicing. I know Dwayne Haybecker's YouTube videos are much better, but I just wanted you to see exactly what the issue is that we're having in the classroom.